Now, do you expect me to have any sympathy for him? Not really. You know, he should be accountable for his actions. My father already did over 15 years, over 20 years, if you count all his life. So it's like, he didn't do half the bad things that Diddy did, and I'm not here to compare, but it's just like, what I've seen from Diddy's situation is that a lot of people turn their backs and turn their heads and allowed his abuse to keep going. Nobody stood up and be like, hey, this is not right. Or they was in fear of their life.
History is often compared your father's tactics to Diddy's. Now that the
Absolutely not.
legal tables have turned,
Absolutely not.
we'll say street tactics, whatever. So often they compared your father's tactics to Diddy. Now that the legal tables have turned, how do you view the difference between street justice and the federal matrix?
It's a weird time right now, bro, because everybody's saying fuck the streets. From, you know, like from rappers, 21 Savage and all that. So, first off, Diddy's tactics and Suge Knight tactics are totally different.
Yeah.
One has baby oil, and one has just pure, just real street business and real business. Um, I don't know, man. I just don't see anything what Diddy did that, like, I don't want to speak on the guy. It's all like, you know, what we see, what the news are reporting. But based off, even after like that 50 Cent documentary, you just have multiple stories of people turning the other cheek and allowing him to get away with things, compared to with Suge Knight. He's so big that he can't get away with it. He's already presumed guilty before even proven innocent. So
Yeah.
I think that's the difference between Diddy and Suge.
But like now that we see the documentary, if I mean it does seem like this whole time for 30 years, it was like as if besides the sex stuff, but just like the gangster, the 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 crazy business tactics that he was doing, they always try to attribute that to Suge. But now we look back 30 years, Puffy was the one on this. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really he had like a cleaner image. He looked like the guy that was just dancing and
That's the whole point. So, you know, 30 years later, we realize that, you see, even after watching that documentary, people were saying that you could see that all of the artists on Bad Boy were looking like they were struggling. They actually were struggling compared to artists in Death Row. Even artists in Death Row still to this day are still eating. So it's just more like Suge actually had actual good business compared to what was going on with Diddy's situation. And I think we just got caught up in that the lies and scandals and how the media portray people. Because now I'm seeing what they're doing to him, what they did to my father a long time ago. So I don't know, man. Like the fact that they said Craig Mack, he was wanting some money, and Diddy pulled out a wad of cash and just gave him 100. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't, you didn't hear no stories like that at Death Row.
Yeah.
Even if you come out now and be like, oh yeah, Suge wasn't handling it right. Nah, it sounds like more so those people who didn't handle their money, they handle their money right, so they didn't manage that right. So everybody has different stories and all that, but end of the day, people got to take accountability what they did and the situations they were in. Can't make an excuse, you know.
Can't make an excuse. With the recent capture of President Maduro by US forces is a massive global headline. Do you see parallels between how the US government treats foreign dictators and how they treat urban kingpins?
That's a great question, but no, that's just the American way. America's been America. Them kidnapping the president, yeah, it's not, you know, the moral thing, the right thing to do, or like, you know, international world code, you know, it's probably a world law that you can't do that. But America's been like that, you know. America was built off slavery. Like, you know, that wasn't just no beautiful Disneyland, Disney type of story. So that's just how that goes. That's the politics. I say that they did warn him before, and he, you know, he stood 10 toes and got abducted. That's all I
Yeah.
could say.
I mean, one thing I think for Diddy, I mean, you could say what you want, but he did bring some hope that, because the way that the feds went at him, we all thought it was over for Diddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like just the way they handled it, like it didn't seem like there was no potential of him not doing more than life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it just didn't look like it. This dude's gonna do 20 plus years for sure. He might do 10 if he's lucky. He might be able to just do 10 and get away. Like I mean, it really looked bad. And for him to win it, it almost felt like an OJ situation in a way. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, he's a powerful person, you know, not just because of his wealth. It's the
yeah,
information. You know, he had cameras, he has documents on people, he has dirt on people. And that's another way of, you know, a power play, how he was maneuvering, how to make sure he didn't do life or do 20 years.
mhm,
I wouldn't wish 20 years on anybody. I don't
yeah,
think anybody feel that way. Now, do you expect me to have any sympathy for him? Not really. You know,
yeah,
he should be accountable for his actions. My father already did over 15 years, over 20 years if you count all his life.
yeah.
So it's like he didn't do half the bad things that Diddy did, and I'm not here to compare, but it's just like what I seen from Diddy's situation is that a lot of people turn their backs and turn their heads and allowed his abuse to keep going. Nobody stood up and be like, "Hey, this is not right," or they was in fear of their life. So it's just that's just something that's just like that's just messing up the game. You know, that was their play, and for us, that's just trying to be like a involved in the music industry. The music industry is already corrupted. You
Mhm.
know, the business in America is already corrupted. So it's like you got to know that some people who you think about the music industry, the police department, all of that stuff started out as corruption. So they, you know, there wasn't just like these are good guys and these guys just became like, yeah, let's do the right thing. No, they had to learn and find that there's rules and laws and regulations, and then they have to adapt to that. So that's what we're just seeing the outcome of how things are rolling out.
Mm. So now, what do you feel as far as from a global perspective, as far as global wars? Like we literally just went into another country, just took over the
Yeah,
country and took out the president. Like, as what would America feel if the president of France, just came in here and just took Donald Trump, took him back to the prison of France, and then and then France, the president of France is saying, "Yeah, we're taking control of America." Like,
yeah, that would be a hard thing to believe because we're the ones doing,
yeah,
you know, taking control of people. So it is what it is. It's just a part of life. You know what I'm saying?
wow,
So we damn near almost like we damn near borderline like at World War III. They don't want to announce it, but there's so much going on that we just have to take. We got to be prepared. Our currency is going down. You know what I'm saying? We're going through this shift where it's like we're leaving the analog era into the digital era. And now you got different countries either partnering up with China to head make sure that their gold or whatever their money is more higher than ours, or you know, the political power. So we're all going through that whole stage. We don't know what's really the next stage that we're in. That's why the economy is just constantly changing because we don't know if we we might be up one day, we might be down the next day, and
yeah.
there's so many different things. It's just taking the play that we gotta we gotta just move. We gotta act on it. We can't be weak. So it's just a part of the game.
So does the capture of the world leader prove the theory that the government is actually the biggest gang in the world?
Absolutely. I absolutely. Come on now. The government is we started out as a game. We pretty much said fuck Britain or whatever, the UK, we want to have our own democracy. So we always been like that. And then when they enslaved black people, that was $1 billion in the industry. They didn't have to pay those people. We got up. They was winning for so long. Built the railroad tracks. Been winning for so long. So now, what's the next thing that we're going to be doing? We just got to just stay tuned. So we're
Damn.
going to take control of either a country or whatever. France, France got slaves. They took over Haiti. If you think about it, they
Yeah.
they they have they have they have Haiti and like forever and they're like paying them debts when they should never even be doing that in the first place. So that's not just an American thing; it's
Mhm.
just a power thing.
And that's why the Haitians speak French.
Exactly.
Now, we have this ICE agent killing this woman in Minnesota, or pow-powing this woman, I should say.
Pretty much.
What is your views on this? My wife is so caught up on this because she's from Minnesota anyway.
Bro, my wife was crying, right? My wife cried about the news to me too, because she's just a mom. She didn't have no guns on there. There was no reason for this woman to get shot in the face.
Yeah.
And it's just like a constant pattern of these people who are doing this to, either pretty much just attacking minorities and going and having a legal way to do it when it's unethical. So I don't agree with the ICE doing that. There's definitely got to be some regulations to that. It's been told that he may have immunity for shooting that woman in the face and killing her. It's no point. What if somebody shot his wife or mama in the face and killed them and got immunity?
That's like unnecessary roughness.
It's definitely unnecessary. You don't do that to your people in your country. So that's why it's just a lot of, we're going through a weird change, when
Weird.
white people are damn near about to become the minority and they're scared about that.
Now, what is your, have you been following the Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk situation?
Not necessarily, but the way how they doing Erica Kirk, I don't know how she just moved on. That whole situation just seems there's a lot of questions. I don't know, red flags. Like she didn't really seem so sincere with how he was passed and how they just maneuvering, and
that looked like a good old fashioned honeypot. Like they sick that girl on that dude. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And like they painted him, they putting him in the same category as Martin Luther King. Like Martin Luther King wasn't going to colleges and just battle and just starting up shit. Prove me wrong that America is predominantly white and is better ran by white men. Prove me wrong. And then he's like, you just stirring up shit.
It's all the same. The same people that's always trying to promote the person who gets killed, and then they're trying to promote that person as big, is always the same people. Like it ain't changed. Jesus, the same people that killed Jesus, the same people saying praise Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Same people that said kill Martin Luther King. They're like Martin Luther King Day. Like, you know what I mean? So you got to watch out. The people that screaming Charlie Kirk Day, the same people that took him out.
Yeah, those people that scream Charlie Kirk they just bored. I don't know how to explain it. They need something to talk about. So I don't.
What did you feel about Nicki Minaj coming on that show? They kind of everybody going hard on her.
Well, Nicki Minaj is coming out, for Donald Trump and all that, praising them, right? You just also said that Cash Money sold 1 trillion streams. So is she really hurting that bad? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm meaning. Like, all the truth is coming out. So yeah, 1 trillion streams sound great, but now your artist is out here saying fuck all her morals and values just to go be a puppet for Donald Trump. That ain't her people. Her fan base wouldn't respect her for that. Yeah, her looking bad for that. So the truth is coming out, man. The truth is coming out.
Now, Ray J is currently going through a hospital battling pneumonia. Given the intense industry drama surrounding him lately, do you think the weight of the secrets he's literally making are making him sick?
Possibly. We don't know. I don't know. We don't know about Ray J. All I know is that he speaks. The way he's been living is not right, and we can just only hope that he's okay. Brandy's little brother should make better choices. He's not that young anymore, so it's like, if he has pneumonia, that's sad. That sucks. He also said that Diddy fucked him in his ass. So, and then he said it was a joke. So maybe he needs, maybe a rehab, maybe something, to change. But I don't know, man. It's Ray J. Like, it's 2026. Like, a nigga need more than something. He needs a game plan.
The Knight and the Norwood families have had a long-standing relationship. What is your personal perspective on Ray J's role in the culture today?
The Knight in Norwood. I mean, we started out just as neighbors, Calabasas neighbors type shit. But now he burnt that bridge, bro. You know what I'm saying? burnt that bridge by saying these lies about Suge, and he's out here just going against the West Coast. He's praising Diddy. You know, there's a lot wrong with him. You know, so I don't know. Um, I just don't like the fact that he just makes the West Coast look bad. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. They don't ever take it serious anymore. Like the people who talk, like the blogs or whatever, it's like all West Coast artists or people, celebrity, have to do like a gimmick to stay, talked about. And it's like that's not, gimmicks don't win out here. Gimmicks don't get you paid. Stop lying to these people, thinking that you gotta be a gimmick to live, because you're not happy about it. You're not making good choices. So I don't know. I'm just Suge, just talking. I'm just Suge talking, man.
So what did you when you heard about Ray having an pneumonia? Like, what was your first thoughts?
Sit his ass down. That's God telling him to sit his ass down, live right. If you do things right, I'm 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a good life. You know what I'm saying? You have a wife, your kids, you follow God, you do the right thing, the right things is gonna happen to you. But if you just keep stirring up bullshit and you got a broken family, you got lies, you living off a lie, you doing all this other stuff, it ain't gonna be in your favor. You gamble it every day. Man, you too old to be gambling with your life.
So between Diddy's legal woes and the health crisis of major stars, is the era of the excessive industry party officially over in 2026?
Probably for those people, it's never gonna be over. It just, what's next?
Damn.
It's gonna be what's next. Back then it was the music industry. Now you got the influencers, the agencies, the YouTubers, all those scandals is gonna come out because people don't do things the right way. And like, it's not always on the person that's doing it. I'm being God's advocate. But like, let's say like, okay, yeah, Diddy's a bad guy. He gave me a bad deal. You as the artist accepted that bad deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You kept believing his broken promises, and now you allowed them to get so far along. That's any abuser. Any abuser will go on as long as they got the free will. Like, okay, they ain't tripping on me. They're not telling on me. Cool. They ain't tripping. Ain't nothing ever gonna change. So people have to take accountability. Like even the listeners, people who don't like rap right now. Oh, rap is bullshit. The labels want us to listen to this lifestyle. They view us this way. Really, they look at the numbers and be like, well, this demographic really loves ratchet music.
Yeah.
So shit, we're gonna keep pushing ratchet music.
Yeah.
We're gonna put twerking, we're gonna have the girls twerk, we're gonna have SpongeBob twerk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like fuck it, that's where we at right now. We ain't even reading no more. We all on TikTok, we all on YouTube. It is what it is.